Connie, and I want to talk to you about healing energy, the spiritual kind. And this story that I'm going to tell you about was many years ago when I had two small children at home, and my husband had gotten very sick with a bad heart on a ventilator with double pneumonia, not expected to live through the night. I had let go all my previous training in color therapy, thinking it was a childish thing I did in my 20s, and it didn't really mean much of anything. Life was just too serious for all that. But I didn't know what else to do than to try to at least help this situation. So first, as I was taught, I covered myself from head to foot in this shimmering white light. And that white light, I had to remember to put it under my feet and around me. This protects me from any of the energies that are out and around me. And if you need to do that for yourself, if you're in a threatening situation, you can also visualize that white light around you. Anyway, back to the story. I thought, well, it can't hurt if I try some of that color healing therapy that I had learned in my 20s. And so I closed my eyes and I visualized my husband there on the bed, and I could see that his energy was virtually black, almost black. Now, black would mean that he had actually died. He wasn't dead, he was a very dark gray. And I knew that I had to get rid of that gray to bring his life force, his life energy back into him so he could survive and have a fighting chance of living. So I covered him in a big, beautiful, white, shimmering blanket as well. And then I started working like a egg beater. And I used that egg beater up and down through his body in my visualization, clearing out all the black, getting rid of all that bad negative energy, bringing in white light energy, and light and light and light. And eventually, the visualization that I saw, he was almost pure white. People are not perfect, and pure white is not really the best either. You need to have some color, something besides spirit. So I left him at that. I went home, left his situation in the hands of a higher power. Now, for you who are thinking about this, it can be either Jesus, God, it could be even Allah, or just pure energy, which is where we all come from. But you leave it up to that higher power to do the magic. Because I might know how to guide the energy, but that higher power is the one who will do the work. It's not me. It's my intention, my thinking, my motivation, and my pure thoughts on the subject. Excuse me. And anyway, the next morning, the nurse calls me. There's a different man in that bed. It's not the same man I left last night. He's off the ventilator. He's doing fine. His vitals are just perfect. And within a couple days, he was home, and he lived for many years after that. And I realized when that happened that my fantasy of color visualization did work. But you have to use your higher power to use it, because it's not me that does it. It's my intention and my desire to help, to heal, to revive. And if the higher power, if his destiny on his own personal life path is such, then he can receive that energy that I am visualizing and sending to him. It needs to be a good energy. It can be a positive energy. That's why I call my YouTube channel Bon Spirit. Bon Spirit. Bon means good in French. So my mother had told me many years ago. And my name is Bonnie. So Bon Spirit, good spirit. Spirit comes in many forms. And it can be used for both good and bad. There has to be a balance on this planet. But I deal with good energy whenever possible. And you can do it too. If there's a situation in your life where you sincerely, inside, in your own being, wish well, don't bring in greed, don't bring in animosity, don't bring in any of those negative feelings. It has to be pure love, the pureness of what God has given every individual on this planet. You can do it just as I did, but you have to change your stinking thinking and realize that God is with us. That higher power is with us. And if we just use that higher power, we can change our world and the people and things in it. I hope this gives you some insight and some inspiration in your own personal life. If you like what I'm saying, please subscribe and like this video. It will help me grow since I'm just getting started. So, I hope to see you again soon. Oh, this one is my co-pilot. That's my little dog, Barkley. He's very old, but he is always there in my heart. Anyway, I'll see you later. Thanks for visiting me. Bye.